What is going on? I'm Zedmot. That is Zedmot over there in your creator boost, which undoubtedly has expired. Annoying. I've turned the face cam completely off. We're doing full 1080p, 60 frames per second, boom, beach, goodness. No annoying banners or reminders or faces, just me, you, and we're gonna boom the boom. So today's Friday, which means we're gonna do all of the things. This is my second warship. We're sitting at Diamond, looking fairly decent in the log. Shout out to Driver. Have not seen that name in a long time. We are going to not play this one at all. I just wanted to show you this tech tree because it is the one that I was behind. I only had tanks, did not have bombardiers, and it's working out. A little bit of a drag for a while there, attacking with only tanks and grenadiers and medics and things, but no Kavan. You don't need any of those things. So realistically, probably getting Kavan is going to be a better answer than Bullet longer term, maybe, depending on your troops. But I'm not using Seekers because I don't have the guts for it, but we do have Barrage Tick 4. Tick 4 is kind of useless, to be completely honest, but just gives you an idea of where you're at for tokens to get it upgraded to where you're at. And then the troop health on top of troop health, on top of heavies, on top of the yellow choppa buses. Pretty darn good. My times attacking wise, 142. They fizzled. 145, 140. So yesterday I talked about 134 is generally the time you want to be at. And I'm generally being quicker than that. You'll see I fell down out of Diamond, but quick note, if you collect your engine rooms, even if you lose, sorry, I fizzled, not they fizzled, then force quit, then come back later on. You can get more engine rooms. If you have questions, hit me up in the comments. Hey, sorry about that. Got a call in the middle of all that. Had to cut some video out. Let's push forward, shall we? Let's get into an operation attack. This is deep cut. We're gonna do Minotaur because I don't think I've done Minotaur on here in a long time. Hoping that we don't forget the sails, trying to get some sort of mythology reference there. I don't remember that. Like, didn't he like forget to put the sails up so his mum jumped off the cliff or something? Anyways, little bit easier Minotaur in the fact that we don't have to get the 6 shock. You only have to get 4 because critter launchers will wreck your Zookas. But, and also I can move the shock back here. I don't think those ones, so it's going to be like these 4, these 6, and then these 4. A little bit of a weird shock pattern. This is going to be unboosted as always on massive attack, so things will not necessarily go as planned, but there should be enough of the cells and GBE on this right hand side, hoping to get rid of that mortar so I don't have to flare underneath it. And then we're going to drop our barrage right about here, hoping to only use 1 barrage, 1 artillery. Gunboat Captain has been known to get into the sauce, though. Actually, he did a good job. Look at that. We got all the mines we needed. 1 barrage, 1 artillery coming in hot. And now we just need to farm some gunboat energy. Not gonna get anywhere near what I was hoping for. I really miss that GBE tribe. Anytime the GBE tribe is here, life is good. I think we've got Zuka health maybe right now, but I have not boosted it. So we are gonna clear all of this stuff until we get to about a minute 45 at the very lowest. Make sure you drop your troops before a minute 45, otherwise bad things will happen. There's nothing worse than the smoke clearing and your Zookas and your shocks coming out perfectly, and then your Zookas going to hit the core and the timer hitting 0. That has happened to me on Fang solos, that has happened to me on many attacks, and it's not good. So keep that minute 45 timer watching, and you don't generally need more gunboat energy than you get in that first minute 15 or whatever the heck that is. That right hand side bombardier is dead, long gonzo. We don't need our bombardiers. We don't want them to get to the core though, so the fact that they're dying off is actually helpful to us, and that mortar right there is gone, so we're going to save some gunboat energy. This attack is lining up pretty much how I could have planned it. And now that shock launcher, maybe? Oh, still, I'd love to see how close that is, because the fact the other one got hit by the shock launcher, but this one didn't, you know what's coming. Okay, we're going to get one more cell. Maybe, let's get... Oh, I can't decide. Let's get that last cell, and then as soon as those next bombs go up in the air, we're going to get our troops walking, remembering to keep every time the Zookas get to where that next boat's going to go, we drop the next boat. You don't need timing mechanisms. You don't need fancy tricks. Every time your Zookas get to where that next boat will go, drop more Zookas. And then because we don't want to waste GBE smoking past that mortar, we're just going to let the ladies walk up. The mortar's going to shoot over top, and then we'll get into the smoky smoke. So don't need to be perfect around critter launchers either. They do have a bit of a delay. Go into the front corner of that building health statue, and this is where we need to be a bit precise on our smokes. Keeping the delay is so important. I'm going to use one smoke there, probably a bad idea, but whatever. We'll just do what we can to get our troops rocking and rolling here. And now, because of the weird, I find that if I was to throw normal smokes, I would probably do better than this, but let's go something like that. Hit all of the shocks. Can we take this puppy down? Threw a smoke, a medkit. Probably should have thrown a critter box instead, and as a result, we are not gonna finish. I don't think that's the result of the medkit versus critters, but got a lot of damage done. We'll just double check to see where we're at with 18 attacks left. Their powder is few and far between. We did in the neighborhood of 1.6 million damage unboosted. Next can follow that attack and finish. Not concerned about that one going down at all. Jumping back to warships. This is the other warship. Didn't realize I was that high up into diamond. Doing decently. Had a bit of a bad bunch against Big Bad Bill and then rallied. It's kind of funny. I find that when I see a name that I recognize, sort of recognize, half recognize, it makes me realize that I'm not doing well. Losing to someone that I recognize does way better things for me than losing to a random person. I don't know if you guys have that experience or not, but that is where I'm at. And this tech tree, it was in diamond way before the other one, but due to some spending problems, like the fact that I've got Kavan, the fact I've got Bombardiers, I've also got this bottom path, shock bombs, troop damage, went back for shock launchers. We have laser rangers and shock mines, which, by the way, a lot of people are talking about getting some tools before going to 7, so I've already got those tools, so we shall see how this goes. I have been trying to get somewhere in the neighborhood of 4 boats of heavies. I was doing 4-4. It depends if it's against a 5, it's against a 6. I've got a win streak. That's going to end right here, right now. That's just how these things work every single time. Do they have an extra shock launcher? No. I feel like they're trying to make us go left because they got 3 rocket launchers and a shock launcher on that right-hand side. Do we want to go right? I think I'm going to go right anyways. What the heck? Let's do that. Is it a good idea? Probably not, but 1, 2, 3, 4. We're just going to get rid of that thing. We'll get over into this neighborhood. I don't know why the heck I just brought those bombardiers, only using bombardiers against 5s, generally speaking, but I think we can hopefully get some sort of good value out of bringing them on this attack. As the heavies start to get low, we start to throw our shocks out, and then as that shock launcher starts to turn, we start to get more shocks out. So heavies going north, that is great news. Those darn laser rangers dying is the opposite of great news. Those bombardiers though, look how much value we're getting from those bombardiers taking down those rocket launchers bit by stinking little bit. All that would have been better is if one of those bombardiers would have gone north. We did not get that to happen, so I'm going to try... Oh, yeah, that was a complete waste of gunboat energy. I told you the loss was coming. I told you we were going to lose this puppy, and so far I'm doing a great job of making sure of that. So we are going to send all of our troops back into here. Why we're pulling out, I just feel like the farther we go left, the farther we have to come back to the right. So by going back to the right early, generally speaking, it's going to be better. But the fact that I wasted that shock at the back, wasted a bunch of GBE, not doing great things, unfortunately. To make an omelet, you got to break a few eggs, and we are definitely in the process of crushing some eggs in a terrible, terrible fashion. So those bombardiers on that bottom side might be useful to us. My only concern is the fact that we've got all sorts of mines back in here. So maybe these bombardiers, if we let them, if we assist them a little teeny tiny bit right about now, trying to get that shock out, trying to get that boom cannon down, maybe we can get a little bit of backdoor action happening here. Get your mind out of the gutter. Let's get, come on, hoping that I can somehow, some way get onto this final, where are we at here? What do we want for shocks here? Nothing. Okay, so let's get, do I dare flare onto that? We're going to wait one more bomb. There we go. Let's go. Get onto that final engine room. We're going to lose, like I predicted very, very early on. 135 is the time. I said 134 before, but let's be honest. 135. It's like when I tell someone I'm going to pick them up at 5:12 p.m. I just want them to know I'm going to be slightly after 5:10. Oh, I hate losing to a bad time. Sorry. Anyways, moving forwards, I'm trying to not talk about the elephant in the room. That phone call was really, really, really not a good phone call. Not in the best state of mind at the moment. And so I'm going to use that for why I failed the op hit and why we're losing at Warships. I know it's Friday. We are not doing imitation game. I refuse to do imitation game. Some of you are so confused by that. But imitation game is a complete and utter gong show at the moment. I don't like the fact that it hasn't been updated. I'm standing on my moral high horse, and hopefully, it's just silly the fact that imitation game has yet to be updated to have critter launchers and HQ-25. It's an imitation of an imitation at this point, so not stoked on that. 1, 2, 3. A little bit concerned that rocket launcher is going to be annoying at some point. Might as well get rid of it now. Might as well get rid of that as well. Holding off on the second wind simply because we haven't lost enough heavies yet. Now that we've lost 4, we're going to get that second wind puppy flying. Let's get a shock on that stupid shock launcher. Shock launchers shock your heavies, which make your laser rangers get out front, and then bad things tend to happen. So do be very careful around shock launchers when it comes to using laser rangers. I'm probably overselling it, but you can have bet you're gonna land right in the middle. Oh, look at that shock. I needed that shock. Sometimes I find that in the booming of the beaches, the simple little things are all you need, and the fact that I managed to hit that shock, getting both the shock launcher and the shock blaster, I needed that one today, my friends. Let's get this puppy down slowly but surely. There's no slowly when it comes to laser rangers unless you're down to like 3 of them. As long as you've got laser rangers alive, generally speaking, you're going to be pretty darn quick. People set up these little mine traps trying to get your laser rangers to die, and hopefully we can avoid the majority of them. So we're not going to be quick. Generally against 5s, you don't have to be too quick because a lot of them, I guess none of them have, what are those guys called? None of them have the heavy choppas, so we should be able to be fairly quick against these guys, but you never know. Sometimes I end up screwing up and getting caught where I don't have enough troops because they've got some GBE requirements towards the end, such as that mortar, which is going to take out all sorts of our troops right about now. These bases are getting better and smarter and well designed, and you need to be a little bit cautious when it comes to these split bases. If you've got heavy chopper, rocket chopper, super easy. Yes, I just changed my words because heavy chopper, rocket chopper, super, you get the basics of it though. Need those. Kavan getting shot in the face was the best case scenario. He actually gave his life for us to get this engine room down. Otherwise, that boom cannon might have been taken down. Some of my grenadiers, and actually guaranteed would have been, instead of taking down Kavan. So we end up with an extra bombardier instead of Kavan standing around twiddling his thumbs. Terrible times this morning. This is one of those ones where, honestly, if I wasn't mid-video, I would have just put the game down. But we are going to carry on together, and I think we're going to get the win, even though we suck this attack, this whole video, basically. So, we win, but that's just by having more engine rooms. Just a reminder, if you can go 6 engine rooms, do it. That player being at 5 engine rooms, there is no good reason to be at 5 engine rooms if you have the keys to go 6. This is not one of those seasons where you hold out for building health. I mean, all I have is cryoneers. Cryoneers are not helpful. And then at this point, we're going to get 2 more boom mines, probably is best. On my other account, I went with 4 green mines. We're going to mix it up a little bit. And by the way, I have got shock mines hidden all over the stinking place. So that is why we're going to hide the boom mines next of all. And then we're going to finish with something else. What it is, I don't know. Okay. One thing I wanted to cover is resource bases. I keep seeing people who are low level talking about resource bases on Discord, on Reddit. Don't give a crap about resource bases. These things are not useful for you. I know they seem like they might be helpful, but I'm going to show you how I take down resource bases and then what I do with them once I've taken them down. So I like to use warriors are always a great go-to. I've got a video where I show you how to use mechs with laser rangers or bullet with laser rangers. That is absolutely insane. Do go check the cards for that. It's super fun. Resource bases and fun shouldn't really belong in the same sentence though. So we're going to go and we're going to attack this resource base, and every single day you should be trying to attack 5 resource bases. If you're a low level, the higher your victory points get, the harder your bases get, and the more your upgrades matter. This is not going well. Like I said, nothing is going well today. We are going to get back into this neighborhood, bringing our troops along for the walk. I need to get rid of that flamethrower. We're going to go like this. We're going to go 1, 2, 3. We're going to shock bullet right about there. And then, generally speaking, I'll also use brick for a lot of these because that way you can throw smoky critters. But then we're going to get into there. I'm going to throw critters about there, shock there, and down goes the resource base. Yay, us. That's not the important bit. Resource bases are free in the fact that you get 1 victory point when you take them, then you lose 1 victory point when your opponent takes it back. So that can be incredibly helpful. So what I highly recommend is pick up the outpost. Drag some defenses the heck away. Don't make it difficult. Make it as easy as possible. Move all of this junk to the back. And then, come on, rocket launchers to the back. Rocket launcher to the back. Just swap them. You don't have to worry too much about making this absolutely free. But throw that outpost at the shore. Back all the defenses off, and then let your opponent take it. Take it back and forth. Trade it. Let them take it. And that way you don't have to worry about pushing your victory points up. Resource bases are useless unless you're going to have green statues and not attack. And that's not the way Boom Beach was designed to play. Go play Heyday if you want to have green statues, is my general thinking. I know there are exceptions to that, but generally speaking, trade these puppies back and forth. 5 easy supply chest bonuses, and Bob's your uncle. Anyways, that is going to be all for me. We're going to cut it a little bit short. Do me a favor, call your grandma, call your grandpa, give them a shout if they are still alive, spend some time with them. I will leave it at that. Otherwise, send this video to your aunts and uncles and everyone in between. Thank you for coming in. I'm Zed Mott. Peace.